Hello and welcome back. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Erin.
And this is the Getaways Podcast.
We booked our summer vacation.
Well, part of it.
Most of it. Well,
half of it.
Some of it.
But hitting Croatia again, hopefully. Yeah.
So when this airs tomorrow, it's King's Day.
It's King's Day.
Yes.
So we will do a little video so you guys can kind of see what it's like here. But if you haven't experienced it, it's one of like, it's like there's 20 things in the world that like everybody should see. King's Day should be on that list.
Yes. Yeah, and I didn't know about it till we moved here.
No, I know. And we found out about it by accident because we scheduled a trip when it happened to be King's Day.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true. So King's Day, have we done an episode about King's Day?
I don't know. We talked about it. Yeah, you like King's Day too.
We should do that. Okay, that's not going to work.
I know. I understand.
We should do an episode, record one to go up next year.
For King's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, it's the whole country celebrates. Everybody wears orange. There's just street parties and sales and food and drink and music everywhere. I mean, it's just...
And Amsterdam is wild.
Amsterdam
is like, it's like standing in line at Disneyland on every street.
Yeah. And what's funny is the canals are just as packed as the sidewalks. So if you're in a canal or in a boat on a canal, like you're parked basically, and you can't get out until everyone around you does.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do a whole episode, but it's good.
But happy King's Day, everybody.
Yep. Today we're going to do one beach place that we have never talked about before.
Yeah, and that's Elba Island, which is a very small little island off the coast of Tuscany, about 45-minute ferry ride, right?
It's a Tuscan island, and we found out about it through one of your friends in wine school.
Rocky, yeah. And then I met other people who have houses there and stuff, so we got a little bit more inside information from them. But it's a really special place with kind of a strange history, and we'll get into all of that. But in terms of the beaches, it's one of the most diverse places I've ever been in terms of beaches, because you could go one place and then go 100 meters down and you're in a completely different
I agree.
Feel, And
there's like 128 beaches.
Yeah.
And the island is small enough where you could drive from you could go from your one end of the island to a beach on the other end of the island, spend a couple hours and get home before dinner.
Yeah.
Like, it is a small island. It is an island that, at least when we've been there, tourists don't know about. It's all Italians.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not like that kind of tourist trap. It's not an international destination. Which is great because it can't afford, it doesn't have the real estate for a huge population of visitors, but it is worth seeing. So it's kind of hard,
People do ferry in for the day and then ferry out.
Yeah. But you would want a car, or I guess at least a bike, so that you could kind of get around and explore a bit.
Because
there are buses.
There might be, but to get from like one of the ferry stops to the other, to the south side of the island, would be quite a bus ride.
Right.
And that's really not how you want to spend your day if you're ferrying.
Right.
But yes, you need a car.
Yeah. So we were there for a week.
Yeah. So, we were very ambitious our first couple years when we got here. So it was 2018. We had been living in Florence for a year, and my niece came and we drove down to Puglia, and then we spent a week in Puglia with my niece, kind of, and then we spent a week in the Amalfi Coast with my brother, and then we dropped my brother off in Naples, and then we drove to Elba, stopping in Umbria on the way. I mean, what kind of vacation? We're like, what life were we living?
Let's round her up and do it again.
And then when we left, we decided we weren't done vacationing, and we went to Aquadome for our first time.
Oh, was that there, not Switzerland? I thought, because we went to Zion one time.
I think maybe we hit Zion on the way to Aquadome.
Okay.
But I was looking through my Instagram post from when we went, and there's a picture of us, a video of us leaving Elba, and it says, "Bye, Elba. Next stop, Aquadome Terme." What a great summer.
If anybody would like to finance another summer like that, we are available at thegetaways.com. Okay, so Did we take the car on the boat? We had to have. Yeah. Okay. So we got on the ferry in Livorno, and then we had cash then. So he came on the boat. We parked the car. We set up. It was just like theater seating basically in the boat, but easy. 45 minutes on and we're done. And then
it was our first time on a ferry, and it really gave me some false sense of security.
Yeah, because it was super easy.
Just drove right on. Yeah. Drove right off. No drama.
Yeah. And it wasn't like a sightseeing or anything, but we just had an easy time finding a place to sit. And it was very simple. And, I think we've mentioned before, but Cash could sometimes not be a very easy dog. And he just sat there and there was enough room for everybody. Yeah. There wasn't any
We definitely got on in time to secure an aisle in the corner or a row in the corner where he could kind of be smashed in, so he didn't really have to encounter other people.
Yeah, but
he was a pit bull.
Well, but on some of those, it gets so crowded and loud and chaotic, but it was all good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got there, and wait, where do we stay? Rio.
We stayed in Rio del Elba.
And we had a cute little Airbnb
up in the hills.
Up in the hills, yeah. But this little village that had everything you needed and was very, very cute. And even had a circus one night when we were there. Yeah. We have talked about the circus before, I think.
We have, yes.
But a tiny little, the quintessential neighborhood circus. A circus came to town and everybody set up chairs and went out and watched it one night. It was kind of cool and crazy all at the same time. Crazy. Yeah.
And our Airbnb was a decent size. Mm-hmm. Parking was a little not in the village. There was no cars in the village. And we weren't near beaches.
No, but what we were near was great hiking.
Great hiking.
We right up above, further into the hills, there was just tons of trails. I took Cash up there every day. And then we were actually there for my birthday and we went on a huge hike that day. But
we did, all the way up to a castle.
Yeah. Yeah. But really, really nice and amazing views from up there too. Yeah. You could see, because you're on an island, so you're surrounded by the sea and it's just beautiful.
Yeah. It was great. I will say that there was some cat next door.
Oh God.
There was this cat that lived right next door. He was a sick cat. We think it might have expired before we left.
I'm sure you're all very fascinated by that story.
Okay, so that's where we stayed. There was cute restaurants in the town. Right outside of the town, there's a place called La Bruschetta. And I had the spiciest pizza I've ever had in my life there.
Yeah.
The spice, and Italians don't like spice like I like spice.
Well, yeah, because they said they're it's spicy, and you're like, oh, I can handle it. And then 10 minutes later, here she is crying and sweating. And
my God, I ate it all because I'm not a quitter. But it was so flipping spicy. The only time I've had something as spicy was in Matera.
Oh yeah,
which we'll get to that on another episode. But it was so spicy. So if you like spice. You guys enjoyed your pizzas then too.
Yeah, and we ate there several times.
So La Bruschetta, if you want to go have a good pizza, it's in the middle of the island. It's really nice. It's not near a sea.
So let's go back to beaches.
Beaches.
So like I said, you could go, so where we were, you had to go down to the closest sea was connected to a resort
camping
kind of thing. Yeah. But you could literally, you'd be driving along the coast and there'll just be cars parked on the side and you can just park and walk down and see what you see. It's not, it's a much more rustic, less polished, less structured island than a lot of the beaches in Italy.
Yes. I have a list somewhere. So by Wednesday, I will post the beaches we went to because we went to probably 15 or 16 beaches.
I was going to say close to 20.
Yeah. We went to, so I've got a list. Well, I've got the list that we went off of and I know which ones we went to. So I will put up a post probably by Wednesday of all the beaches we went to with a little description because they were all different. A lot of them were wild beaches.
Wild.
Yeah. But not empty. Everybody knew, people knew. There was some we had to hike through a forest to get to, one that was not wild, but you had to park up high and hike down to it.
Yeah.
So I'll give a list. I just put on here, I have a couple of our favorites that we can talk about.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot. So if you're going to Elba, check out our list because the beaches are amazing.
Amazing. And you have to be, like Erin said, you have to be prepared to make your way to a lot of them. It's not just like wear flip-flops and hang out. Like sometimes you're doing a real hike before and after you're there. All right, let's talk about our favorites then.
Okay, so the Spiaggia di Cavoli, it is the first beach where we encountered the fish that bite you.
Oh, the fish feet.
Feet fish, yeah. I don't know. Do they have those in America?
I don't know.
Okay, so we discovered this spa in Florence right down the street from our apartment where you stick your feet in a tank and these fish eat all the dead skin off of it. It sounds disgusting. It is disgusting, but it was something we were like, oh, what is that? And so we did it. It was kind of...
Correction. You did it.
Oh, you didn't do it?
God, no.
So I didn't realize that those actually come from the sea. So we're in Elba. Like, we didn't have that problem in the Amalfi Coast the year before. Or when we were down south, it must be a northern thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've had it everywhere.
In Sardinia.
Yeah.
So we're at this beach, and I like to lounge in the shallow area, and Lisa swims. So Lisa's pretty safe most of the time because if you're moving, they don't get you. But I'm standing there, and like the fish swarmed, and they were biting my legs and my feet. And Dylan hated it. I didn't mind it. I mean, it tickles me a little bit, but it's just be prepared. I mean, it's not like teeth bites, but they get there and
it's like a little nibble.
Yeah. Yeah. So be aware of that.
But the water is warm. The water is incredibly clear. I mean, you can watch them come up to you. Like
and a lot of the beaches were pebbles.
Yeah.
There are sand beaches, but most of the beaches are pebbles or rocks.
Right.
Another beach we really liked was the one I talked about where you park up high and you have to walk down to it. Mm-hmm. And it's Spiaggia di Polombaia. It's got Baio. Baio.
You're really using Scott Baio as a guideline for pronunciation?
Because his name is Baio. It's Baio. So this is Polombaia. Baia. No, I don't support.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that I ever thought that Chachi would come up in a podcast. But there you have it. Mark this day on your calendar.
But that one you have to walk down to. It was fairly crowded. Parking was hard.
Yeah.
Because most of these places don't have parking lots and it's just people park on the street. Sometimes you just don't get to go to a beach if it's crowded because there's nowhere to park.
Yeah, you also have to just go being patient and being flexible.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the reality is that you're not going to go to a beach that's bad. Like it doesn't happen. So if your plan was to go somewhere and you need to park a little bit further than you're wanting to walk, like just go there.
Yeah. Because even our local beach wasn't the greatest beach, but it was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Under a normal scope, it would be like, oh, this is a dream, you know?
So you hike down to it. It's more bigger pebbles and rocks.
More bigger?
Huh?
More bigger?
More bigger. I'm an English major. And I stayed very shallow in that one. But Lisa went swimming and Lisa went out and found an octopus.
Octopus, yeah. Well, that was the one with the little island right off too, right?
Yeah.
Or the big rock, right?
Yeah.
And so Dylan went out there with me.
Yeah.
And there was, so you swim out for a bit and then it gets shallow again and then there's just rocks everywhere. And I mean, there was like sea life out there, you know, and it's still not the tropical, like bright colored fish and stuff, but it was really cool. And, you know, people were seeing all kinds of things and there's crabs and there's octopus. Like, I mean, really, really cool.
So those are our two like standout beaches from our trip, but there are so many more. And like I said, I'll put something up. So keep an eye out for that. We also did a boat.
Which was amazing.
To a shipwreck.
Yeah. Which was amazing. I mean, any of these places that we talk about on the sea, you should always get a boat because it's not like, you know, I grew up in California. It's not like getting a boat in California where there's waves and you've got to deal with all that. I mean, this is like clear, flat water. Yeah. So you can go out, you can go snorkeling. I don't scuba dive, but of course you can at a lot of these places. You can also just like swim around. Oftentimes there's like caves or, you know, certain things to explore. You can jump off the boat. Like you can get a boat that serves you food or aperitivo or, you know, I mean, it's a very common thing and it's not the expense that you would expect. I mean, I don't think we've ever been on like a group one that's more than like 30 or 40 a person.
And even like our privates have never been more than a couple $100.
Yeah.
But this was a group one.
Yeah.
It was like a double decker.
Mm-hmm.
We went to We went to a cove that we were supposed to swim in, but was full of jellyfish, remember?
Full of
Like,
jellyfish.
You couldn't see the bottom because it was just...
It was covered. And they were big.
big, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we went to a shipwreck, and I think you and Dylan went down. And then we went to another cove. And Dylan loved... He was 12 when we were there, and he loved jumping off the top of the boat. And he wore a life jacket. But we went to another cove, and he was down in the water, and he got stung by a jellyfish.
Yeah, we were coming back up, and we were like, oh, what is that? Because it was like a reddish color.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything that... It didn't look like a jellyfish to me, but it definitely... He had immediate impact.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our first. But I have to say, you're the only one now that hasn't been stung.
Correct. And I'd like to keep it that way.
Well, but it's...
Lisa got one that snuck in her bra. I mean, in her bathing suit top last summer. Just snuck right in there.
Well, there was very little else in there, so they decided to make a home. But I was going to say, like, in my head, I always thought, I'm going to flip out if one comes near me. I don't want anything to do with it, and I hope it doesn't ruin my water experience, because we all know how much I love to be in the water.
Yeah.
But I thought that would be something that I would be really upset by. And I mean, I was like, ooh, something got me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, and Dylan, when he was younger, was the king of panic.
Yeah.
Because he got that from me. But he was calm.
Yeah.
The captain of the boat put some cream on it, said, oh, no, it was just a floating tomato or something. It was a jellyfish.
Well, I think that he didn't want people to pull what I thought I was going to do and get all panicked and not want to go in the water.
Yeah.
But it was kind of ridiculous. We're like, oh, that killer tomato.
Somebody threw it out of their sandwich, got mad. But jellyfish are all over the Mediterranean.
They're common.
And I'll put on my mask and I'll go just kind of do a perimeter every once in a while, because they're not fish. They don't swim at you. Like, they float, and they're dictated by the tide. So they're easy to, as long as it's not so many that you just can't, they're easy to avoid, and they're easy to spot for the most part.
Yeah. And like I said, if it does actually get you,
it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's not.
You don't have to pee on yourself.
Yeah, you don't. Well, that would be really hard.
Jellyfish.
Yeah, no, it would have been really hard for me.
Somebody else would have had to.
I would have had to be a trickster.
Like, didn't Chandler pee on Monica?
I don't know.
Something like that.
My nephew got stung a long time ago, and I think his was bad, but I think he was in Mexico when it happened.
Did he pee on it?
I don't know. These are things I don't want to know. But anyway, so
you know what else we did in Elba other than beaches? Oh,
and
when
hiking?
we got back from that boat tour, Dylan had charcoal ice cream.
Yeah, what was the name of that town? Do you remember? It's where
Capilaveria.
Because that's where we had my birthday dinner too, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
like some of the best seafood I've ever had.
And I think that's where most of the boat tours go out of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably in Portafiera too.
Right.
But Capilaveria, I think, is what it's called.
Huge marina.
Huge, and they had this gelato shop that had black ice cream. We were like, what that? Sometimes
I'm pretty sure I didn't say what that.
Sometimes words come out of my mouth before my thought process finishes. So Dylan got the it's charcoal ice cream. He said it tasted good. His mouth was black for hours.
And that was not an attractive thing.
So if you're there with a date or something, don't get the black ice cream.
Oh, goodness. Or if you want to get rid of a date, maybe you do want to go get charcoal.
So another thing we did was we went to, there was this in Porto Azoro, I think, which is where we came in and out of on the boat, or left from Porto Azoro.
Yeah, we came in from the other one.
So we went, they have mines there for like quartz and minerals. Mm-hmm. And so they have a tour that takes you into the mine. You get to look at rocks. You get to crack rocks open and get to keep your bounty.
Yeah,
So
like you
they
go in
say.
a Jeep, like it's total rustic. Like we're going on a safari to go mine some minerals and see what we can find in the rocks and be archaeologists.
Yeah, and they're like, you can keep whatever you find, and because technically they mined it all out.
Oh yeah, and I mean, how many tours do you think a day go?
Yeah, So you're finding like little, whatever they're called inside rocks. What are those things called?
Crystallization.
Yeah.
Stuff. Shiny bits.
Dylan found a winner.
Like a big shiny bit.
It was beautiful. And the tour guide goes, oh, let me see that. And Dylan handed it to him, and then he wouldn't give it back to Dylan.
Yeah, he put it in his pocket.
Stole it. He stole it. And Dylan, who is now 6 years later, almost 7 years later, has not forgotten.
Oh, he was mad. I mean, rightfully so, but he was mad.
Mad. Because they sold them at the shop when you got back for like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, Dylan, he still gets angry about it if you ask him. And that's all he remembers about Elba Island.
That is. And it's unfortunate because it was kind of a cool experience.
It was
if
a
that
great
guy
experience,
wasn't, and I'm sure he was told to do that by the company, but it was messed up. I mean, there's no reason
Don't do it to a little kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's rude. But that town's super cute. They've got super cute beaches, like family beaches.
And I would recommend that experience.
Yeah.
You just don't show them what you find.
Yeah. If you find something good, just put it in your pocket.
Put it in your pocket.
Tell your parents later. But yeah, the town was so cute. We changed our departure from Portaferry, whatever, to Porto Azora because it was easy. It was easy.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought that it was a fun experience. It was just, he ruined it.
Ruined.
All right. So one more thing to know about Elba.
Tell me.
Besides just having great food, and pretty much you can't go wrong anywhere you eat there because it's all fantastic. Mr. Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh, big old Napoleon.
He was exiled there in 1814.
I mean, that's what they thought the punishment for him should be.
I know.
Go to this really beautiful island in Italy with amazing food.
Extraordinary castle.
So nice.
Yeah. So you can tour the castle. Which we did.
Like for $3.
And the gardens, which were really lovely too. So yeah, so you could spend like a couple of hours there probably. And then the town right below it is great too. We had a really nice lunch there.
We did. Now, what I did learn is Napoleon, he created all the roads and everything. He made it a easy to get from all points of the island. So I guess he was a good guy.
He was a good guy for Elba.
For Elba. He only spent 10 months there, though.
Yeah.
And he was like, get me back to France. I miss the butter.
But he really he really did do quite a bit according to the history that Elba teaches you there, that he was helpful in the infrastructure and some of the social services too. Like it was, he did sort of, I mean, I guess if he had to be there for a while, he was going to try and make it the best that he could. But yeah, not to say that redeems him or makes him a lovely person.
Correct. And it's right above Portaferry, which is where we went for lunch. It's a big town for a small island.
Yeah.
It's where we took the port in. There's a nice marina area with lots of great restaurants. I definitely would say if you wanted, if you wanted to stay in more of a bigger town vibe, that's where I would stay.
Yeah. It is. It's really cute. And I would go see the castle. I mean, it's an interesting walk around.
Back.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice place. And it's also just nice to do something different when you're beaching it and, doing all of that to go somewhere a little bit more historic. It's kind of interesting.
I think the moral of this whole story is I want to frickin' go back.
Oh, I know. So here's the thing. If you want polished, you want easy, you want, to go to the same beach every day and get your lounge chair and all of that, Elba's not the place for you.
No.
If you want to do the rugged, more sort of adventurous, more sort of, I'm going to find my perfect beach, and you're down for whatever that means, whether it's just the parking or the hiking or the whatever, then Elba is your place because it really is. It's amazing, but it's not for somebody who just wants to like sit in a lounge chair. Yeah.
Yes. I feel like, especially if you're coming over from America for a week vacation.
Right.
It might not be the place.
It's an active vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to seek out what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like things are not just like automatically at your fingertips. I mean, there's essentially one road that goes across the whole island. So it's not like it's it's not like it's far or long, but it's not, you can't just go to A to B.
Yeah. I think if you want a vacation like an Italian, go to Elba Island. If you want a vacation like a vacation, go to the Amalfi Coast.
Right. Or Sardinia, or there's a million other places in Italy that are a little bit more without the rough edges,
structured. But if you have done those, or that's not your bag, I mean, Elba is so amazing, and so undiscovered.
Yeah,
that it's just, I want to go back.
And just, I mean, I think the thing that I love most about it is the variety.
Yeah.
Is being able to, you can feel like you go to a different island every day.
Yeah.
You know, if you drive around and go to a different beach, like it's really special like that for me, and very, very nature heavy.
Yes.
You know, a lot more nature heavy with the hiking and all of that than, you know, some of the other Italian coastal regions.
I agree.
Do it. Go to Elba.
I agree. I mean, we looked there this summer.
Yeah. Well, there's not a whole lot. I mean, I guess we should say that too.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a whole lot of places to stay because, like we said, it's not
small.
a huge tourist destination.
Plan ahead.
So plan ahead and be flexible because Airbnbs are very limited. Hotels there's probably more of.
Yeah, but limited still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
We hope you have a good week ahead, and we'll see you next Monday.
And thanks for listening.
Check out the website, www.thegetawayswithaz.com. And I will definitely get that beach post up sometime this week.
And we will tell you all about King's Day.